Hello and welcome to the back nine of round one of the 2024 PDGA Champions Cup, our second major of the year for FPO. Presented by Bushnell, I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Just swimming away.
Yeah, look how cute we are. Look at our tail feathers, if you will.
We preened earlier. We are at Northwood's. I actually still don't know what we're calling it. We're calling it Bruise.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of Northwood's black and an older layout of Northwood's blue.
So obviously.
Coined by Madison Walker, TM. Own Scoggins having a great round, 3 down through 9. She's tied for first with Silva Saarinen, Natalie Ryan, Holland Hanley, and Rachel Turton, 2 down through 9. Also very good scores. As we said earlier, even is going to be great out there. Our feature card, Kristin Tattar is 1 down. Missy Gannon is even.
Let's start with hole 10.
Yeah, it's a par 4, 527 feet. A variation of a Northwoods blue hole. We used to go, I think, from a tee pad that was farther back. You want to get to the corner. You can go straight shot. You can go a little hyzer, but you want to get into that corner and maybe even around it a little bit to once again line yourself up with a tunnel. I feel like I'm getting all of the same holes. Let's just put my description on a loop, lay up to a tiny landing zone, and then shoot
a tunnel.
250 to 325 feet down a tunnel.
But look at the lighting on this hole.
Gorgeous. It's
really lovely. Beautiful spring day and probably the only one of the weekend, so we're really going to soak it up.
Mm-hmm. Owen, trying to take the hyzer line. I saw a lot of ladies take this versus kind of the straight shot more to the left of the tree that Owen just hit.
I like the straight shot more because I think this landing zone requires more of a pushing shot than necessarily. You can land at the top of the hill, it's fine, but it is a very challenging second shot because there's so much happening on the right side.
I think the straight shot here that we're seeing Kristin and Missy throw is the more aggressive birdie look for sure.
Yep. And that was a pretty brutal kick there from that tree on Missy's disc. We'll see what she has to work with. This is a good-looking shot from Paige.
Yeah, pretty flip up there.
Ooh, pushing a little deep.
Yeah. Owen up first. This is a really tough shot.
And a really aggressive shot. I love it.
Really aggressive. She's still probably, 150 maybe?
I don't know. I couldn't quite tell.
Missy, really awkward corner here. The most common mistake from that spot is to push too deep, which she actually manages to stay on the inside of the trees there.
I really like this hole for FPO. It's a really nice distance, the landing zone and the second shot as well for the average or FPO player.
Tough spot, though, to land. Tough little tiny landing zone. I also really like it.
Kristin, though, had a pretty brutal reaction off that tree, and the third reaction is also not so hot.
Missy's third? And yeah, I was pretty close, about 150 left. Pretty little floating shot. Might have been closer to 175. Paige from a similar distance, a little bit more turn necessary, and she does it, but it's going to be a little bit obstructed on that right side.
Wow, this plate is the second most difficult hole of the day. That kind of surprises me a little bit. It is a hard hole, don't get me wrong, but I didn't know it was going to be...
I mean, the landing zone's
teeny.
15 feet.
Yeah, you're right.
In diameter.
Only 3 people got to circle 1. Only 7 got to circle 2 in regulation.
So it's funny that we like all the hard ones, though.
Yeah.
They're hard, but they're fair, I think.
And they're so fun.
And the lighting.
And there's flowers everywhere.
Yeah.
And birds. So many birds.
So many birds. Paige, wow, look at this super wide straddle here. She's maybe 20 feet away, but having to work for this par. Nice.
And even though Paige might be throwing a few errant shots here and there, she is really scrambling today.
Owen, also a good scramble from early right off the tee.
There were only 3 birdies today. Stacy Ronsley, Haiti Line, and Jessica Weiss Shout out. That's a good one to get. Kristin going to take a double.
She's going to move to over par. Not accustomed to seeing her there. I bet she'll get at least one more birdie, though. You want to take the bet?
Yeah, she definitely will.
Oh, dang. So you're not going to take it?
No.
Okay.
Not taking the bet.
That's pretty smart.
Yes, I'm not going to take it.
Yes. Great.
Own holding on to that 3 down, tied with Silva Saarinen. Hole 11. This is also 11 on the Northwoods Black layout, I believe.
Yeah, we're kind of back to normal.
Yeah, we are. It's 260 feet. Erika Stinchcomb has aced this hole in the past. I like a putter turnover, just something that comes into the screen gently because it's a little bit faster. And if you throw a mid or a fairway, it can get some legs and run away really quickly. Let's do a check-in with Evelina, see what she's doing here.
A little standstill turnover. Probably a putter there. Gorgeous shot. Not an ace, but, pretty good.
There was a little bit of wind on this hole, weirdly. It was a right to left crosswind, maybe a teeny bit of a headwind, kind of swirly. But Evelina takes the birdie.
Yeah, she's going to move to 2 down on the round. Own up first on the feature card here. She's obviously going... Oh, I was going to say Destroyer, but that's not it. I wonder if that's her pig.
That looked like a pig.
Yeah.
I love to have a hole where we get to throw a slower speed disc. Still technical, still a hard hole, not a gimme.
Paige, Crystal, fierce. This time a little late, and man, terrible kick. Paige, yeah, just not horribly off, but you just can't be off out here, and she's getting all of the bad kicks.
Kristin just a little off as well. That kick might have stayed in the fairway. We'll see what she has to work with. Still a very technical approach shot from anywhere early on this fairway.
And the classic Kristin throws a forehand when it looks like a backhand.
Yeah,
if you're playing Jomez Bingo, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Oh, can we make Jomez Bingo cards?
Yes, I would love to do that.
Right.
You can see Paige can't do a whole lot from where she is. She's going to have some work left to do. She is right on the edge of circle 1.
Make.
Nice.
Yeah, she had that focus face on.
The screen slopes off behind the basket, so that was a very clutch putt to make.
And as Madison said, Paige scrambling really well.
This was the most... Oh, that was very Mach X of that. This was the most birdied hole. Oh, no, it wasn't. Second most birdied hole of the day. 54% of the field getting it over half.
Wait, have we played the most birdied one already?
Nope.
Not yet. Oh, okay. Missy's scorecard looking pretty squeaky clean there. She's back to under par with that birdie. 1 down. Own moves to 4. Really good.
Both Kristin and Own making mistakes on some weird holes today, but that's pretty typical of wooded disc golf. You never know which one you're going to mess up.
Constant vigilance,
Yep.
Silva Saarinen keeping pace with Own 4 down through 11.
Valerie Mandujano sliding up into that tie for 3rd.
Hole 12, the same hole 12 we're used to on Northwood's Black. You shoot over this gully here. You say anything from a mid-range to a full-speed driver. You want to land in the middle of that field. The closer you are to the hill, the more nose up you end up having to throw on your second shot. You can either pitch to the top of the hill or try to progress down this tunnel, this very bare tunnel that we are used to being much more filled out with foliage. The third shot, ideally, you're shooting down a 250-foot tunnel yet again, and trying to secure the birdie. It's always a challenging one, but fair. At 725, anyone can reach it, and you're thinking you're probably going to get a look. Even with kind of shorter shots, it's more about placement.
Depending on how you like to attack the gap is going to be what your decision is off the tee. Own kind of hyzering to the left so she can set herself up for another hyzer or a flex forehand. But Missy going to be more on the right side, setting up for potentially a turnover into the gap. I kind of like that play.
On the right?
Yep. I think it's cool over there.
I like it over there too, but I think that's just a few feet farther right than you want. Not by much, though.
Paige a little bit too far to the left. She's going to have to scramble her way up to the top of the hill. We'll see how much she decides to bite off on her second shot.
Kristin going orbit grace. Pretty aggressive here and fades to that left side. You really don't have to progress that far up the hill, though, to attack for birdie. It's just a really difficult third shot.
Yeah, we can see Own still about 50 feet left to the bottom of the hill. And I think that's the most common spot to make a mistake is that right side at the top of the hill. But Own squeaks through most of it, and she will be able to throw a clear third shot.
Missy definitely left with something there, even more than I thought. Great shot.
Yep, just pitching up to the top of the hill. Paige probably doing the same.
Yeah, that looks like putter.
Kristin with a little bit more of a technical shot here.
She's good for it, though. They did add a wall on the left side up here, you can see, that kind of lattice work over there, which is nice because there's a cliff over there, which interestingly is still in bounds if you throw over the fence.
The wall, oh really?
Yeah, so don't do it.
The wall does stop, though, as you get to circle 2.
True.
So don't rely on it later in the
Just don't even think about it, honestly.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to come into play.
I love the flex forehand here. And Kristin getting some tree love.
Missy lined up pretty perfectly with this tunnel. She's good at this shot too, but that one's early.
I feel the same way. If I hit a tree and get a bad kick, I'm like a little mad. And if I hit a tree and get a good kick, I'm like a little mad.
Yeah, I'm maybe more than a little mad at the good kick. Like, oh, I'm terrible. I don't deserve it. Oh, the wall. She is fine, I think. You also do get some relief off the wall, I believe.
Own in scramble territory. Lots of little trees over there. Not quite able to get to the green or even try to, but there's a little forehand roller.
Yes, the province of Scrambleburg.
Missy's fourth is on the green for par. You're always happy with a par here. This usually plays as one of the top 3 most difficult. Today it's number 5. There were 4 birdies.
Nice little touch forehand from Paige there. Man, I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the starter said we get relief off that wall on 1 and 12. Paige didn't take it. That's why I'm curious.
Optional relief.
Yeah. Own goes a little too far, and she's circles edge for a bogey. Chain out right.
Kind of wilding on the back half of hole 12.
Yeah. Look at how small this basket is.
It's so little. Kristin with a really great birdie, a nice recovery from a tee shot that was a little bit off the fairway.
A nice friendly tree also. Never hurt anybody.
True. Only 9 people got to circle 1 in regulation, 13 to circle 2. Paige with a really nice scrambly par.
Kind of the story of her day today. Yeah. Working really hard and throwing a lot of great shots, but not quite stringing them together to score on the birdies.
Besides Evelina and Kristin, Maria Oliva and Kona Montgomery also getting the birdie on hole 12. With that, Silva's going to step into a 4 down. Hole 13, the stump hole, 502 feet. This tee shot is weirdly difficult. It's just a gentle panning hyzer or a straight shot. You want to avoid that last fir tree, though, to get to the landing zone and set yourself up for a birdie look. Your second shot has to go across this pond, which is very full this time of year, and land on this sloped green on all sides, this basket on a little ant mound. It's very difficult to get your disc to settle down, and sometimes you get set up with a lot of putts.
Silva, 4 down. I wonder if she's bogey free. She definitely is for the last 9 holes. She's working the right side a little bit more than you want, and by that I mean she went through every single tree that usually catches your disc. She chooses to pitch up here. How far do you think this shot is?
Oh, 120.
Yeah, a weirdly nervy 120 though. As Mad said, a lot of ground play can happen.
It's just really important to try to land on the short side and get it to settle down.
Which feels so scary. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And now, I don't want to say a death putt, but it drops off sharply behind the basket. Silva, though, dead center. Not worried about it. And a nice par. Back to our feature card. Kristin is going to be top of the box. That is a great tee shot, keeping it low so it avoids the fir tree. Did it get far enough?
I think so, yeah. The one thing that's frustrating to me about this hole, no, not the one thing. One of the things that's frustrating to me about this hole is I think if you throw the tee shot that looks really good, sometimes you get a skip onto that little berm and then you don't have footing. And then if you have to pitch up from there, it feels terrible. Missy, you're going to be caught up early left.
Just that one tree, that last tree to avoid, both Missy and Paige getting tangled up in it. Both will likely just be forced to pitch out and play for par. We hate that.
Yeah, it's so fun to be able to go across on the second one for this. By fun, I mean mildly terrifying and kind of giddy.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So fun, you know?
Paige just pitching out, kind of coming in hot.
There's more room past that hill than you think. You see most people who lay up go short of the hill, and then it's like, oh, there's actually like 60 feet past it. Like Missy lays up to the top, and there's so much room. Kristin going across with the sidearm here. Needs to dig. Yeah.
Never
Great
does.
shot. It never does. Never. Owen with a more open look at it. Also going sidearm a little wider.
Oh my goodness.
She knows.
That should not be safe, but look at her. Missy's third just going across.
A little fluffed.
Very fluffed. Thankfully, it grabs on the basket side.
Paige finding a tree there on a pretty short approach. It's going to make it a more challenging putt for par than you'd like.
A little bit of a scary putt here for Missy.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Uncharacteristic miss there.
There's something on the screen that makes you lose your mind.
Okay. Some sort of invisible, sinister force?
Yes.
All right.
If Kristin makes this, I'm going to be blown away. Oh, my goodness.
All right.
She's not affected by the sinister force, but...
Madison's on the ground, too, if you're curious. She's fully blown away.
Yeah. Jaw dropped. Let's see if Missy can make the comeback putt for bogey. Oh. Nice.
Like, are we talking ghosts? Like, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Witches?
There's just something about this basket. It's so high up there on this mound.
Oh, you're okay. So you're talking more earthly forces.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stop being weird. Kristin with a birdie, Owen with a birdie. Missy makes the bogey comebacker. Here's Paige to save another par. Nice.
There was 12 birdies on this one. Still averaged over par because it's very easy to bogey, but a quarter of the field getting a birdie.
You see Kristin clipped that little branch and still made the putt? Pretty impressive.
There's lots of tree love on this one.
Hole 14, another par 5, 731 feet. You see anything from a putter all the way to a driver. Just depends on how much you want to attack and wrap around the corner. Second and third shots are navigating a very long tunnel. Look at it, still going. And the green is quite guarded. Even you have to get probably to about 50 feet to be like, oh yeah, this is easy now. Even inside circle 2, sometimes you're not left with much of a line to the basket, which feels crazy. This one, another one that's short, and you think, sure, I can birdie it, but also some other stuff happens sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you see people not make the corner, and it takes them a jillion to get to the green. Sometimes you see people get their second shot to circle 2 and then somehow still take a 5. It's wild what happens on hole 14.
Did she get a kick to get there? It looked too inside.
Still a little on the short side.
Yeah.
It's about 250, maybe 275 to the opening of the green.
Paige looked disappointed, but she's actually going to end up in a good spot. But all 3 of our ladies so far have really cut this left side pretty tightly. Usually see a little bit more straight pushing shots than Heiser at the end. Missy taking it even a little bit more wide than I would say is typical, but it's a great shot.
Yeah, they cleared out the short side corner this year more than ever, so it is a little friendlier. And being deep is so difficult to recover from. A lot of strokes are gained on those 3 little trees on the right that the camera just panned by.
What is great second shot from Own? She got way down there.
Paige probably going huge here.
I don't know. That looks slower speed. Definitely a full send.
And she will be in the jail of trees on the left side. We've all been there.
This one's so hard because you really want to go kind of big on the second one to, get the birdie. But if you just chill...
it's a lot more likely to get the birdie.
Yeah. Missy kind of splitting the difference. Fairly aggressive, but keeps it low and linear.
Kristin with a little bit more of an aggressive shot, but still some good control, keeping it just barely in the middle.
Kristin's third. How far are you thinking?
Oh, 325.
Yeah, sounds statistically probable. Really good looking shot. Kristin gonna catch the last tree. Ooh, too much turn on this from Own. Hopefully she's not too deep in there, but she might be.
Oh, she's deep in there.
Yeah.
Somehow there's no trees there's no leaves anywhere except for on the left side rough on hole 14. They're all there.
Oh, no. Paige trying to go for a gap that's maybe only, 3 or 4 feet across. Catches the left side. Gonna drop 15 feet or so from where she just threw from.
Missy looking like she's sitting pretty, but this shot is a lot more difficult than it looks. Mm-hmm. That was not a bad kick, and having a long putt for birdie is so good on this one.
That's what I'm saying. Like your stock, 150 to 250 foot approach on this hole becomes, you're like, this is impossible. Mm-hmm. How? There's so many trees.
Why is it so difficult?
Yeah.
And you are going back and forth between backhand and forehand, and you're like, neither.
Paige gets up inside the circle. Own actually left with more options than you'd think, but it's still a kneeling forehand roller. That doesn't go anywhere. Brutal. I thought she'd be even deeper in there.
Only one person got to circle 1 in regulation, and only 6 got to circle 2. This, like usual, was the most difficult hole of the day with 63% of the field with a bogey.
Yeah, this is one where you take a 6, you're like, cool with it.
Yeah. You're like, oh, that's going to sit with the field just fine.
Yeah.
Missy fluffing another putt, kind of an Annie putt. Those are easy to fluff.
Paige for par. Oh, left side.
I wanted her to do another wild scramble par.
Yeah, she's been doing that all day. Really impressive. Those are stressful. They wear on you after a while. Missy's still kind of left side. Does stay in this time.
This hole averaged at almost a full stroke over par. Oof. And there were no birdies. Oof.
Oof. Well, that'll probably improve with the thunderstorms tomorrow.
100% chance of rain. 100% chance of bogeys.
Oh, no. Oh, the old throw and adjust the glasses. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Silva manages to hold on through 14, though, to that neg 4. A par is great on that hole.
Impressive.
And hole 15, this one used to be one of the hardest holes on the course back on our Northwood Blue days. Now everyone's just got it dialed.
Easy.
It's one of 4 holes under par.
Crazy.
Everyone's birdieing it. There's out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side. You just got to throw something straight that doesn't finish left. You can decide how much you want to bite off. If you happen to try to play a little too safe and end up on the right side, there's still gaps, especially right now with no foliage on the trees. Lots of opportunities to scramble from all different angles wherever you land to get birdie. Let's watch Valerie Mandujano.
So good. I was literally telling a young new player on my card today, like, yeah, this used to play really hard 5 or 6 years ago, and now everyone's just so good just parking this thing. Like, it's really cool to watch and be a part of the growth in the FPO.
Yeah, a third of the field birdieing this one.
Sweet. Let's see, Valerie Mandujano. Get it.
Nice.
Moves to 3 down.
One of the best woods golfers in our division.
Checking out Holland Hanley as well on her second shot. Huge tee shot. It looks like she's lining up the sidearm. There's plenty of room over there to work the sidearm. Is she trying to go in again? What is she doing? I mean, it's really cool.
That should have stuck,
yeah,
honestly.
It should have. So many chains. At least she stays close again. Wow. 2 long-range metal hits. Wild.
Let's watch Silva Saarinen from another card. Really, really good distance. Flirting with the OB line, but that is fine over there.
Yeah, and look, I mean, she's way down there. It's actually a fairly simple approach shot from this left side, which is cool. Usually you're left with more of a flex-looking shot. She moves to 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back to the feature card. Kristin, again, top of the box. I like the sidearm play here.
It definitely feels safer, but you tend to bring in these right side trees a little bit more. Which you can still birdie from over there, but a little tougher. This is kind of Missy's stock shot, but she actually pulls it and ends up turning it a lot more than I would have guessed.
It's still really just not bad over there. It's crazy how open that right side is right now with no leaves.
Owen going to end up on that right side also. Paige going slow speed. Z Buzz here pulls it right. This needs to sit. I think it does. Yeah, she's safe.
Still a lot of work left to do.
Yeah.
But she's got some space to work that one of her distant shots.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's her test flight ESP drive.
Yeah,
what a recovery.
She's even got a long putt.
No kidding. Owen having to really work the angle here. Also a great shot.
That shot in the summertime would never work.
No, she would have dropped after about 40 feet probably. Yep.
Missy working the sidearm here.
Oh, okay.
Not quite enough spin to get the ground play, but she'll have a long look at her birdie putt. Kristin forced to straddle and do more of a technical approach.
She got great distance on the tee, though, and a nice little reaction here. It's a great shot anyway. More Kristin shrugs than I think I've ever seen in one round.
There were 16 birdies on this hole.
Nice.
third easiest hole of the day.
Yeah. You told me that. Oh, there we go.
Missy.
Ooh.
Wow. Yay, Jomez.
Beautiful Jomez. The lighting. Look at the wobble. Look at that fist bump.
She said,
What's not to love?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big money face.
Paige trying to save her birdie as well.
Unreal.
Awesome.
From being so short off the tee, that's nuts. Let's see it again. Little stepper left side. Yeah.
There was 14 Circle 2 looks today. Only 4 of them were made. It's crazy. We get to watch 2 of them on our feature card.
Yeah. Owned from just inside for her birdie.
And we got little fist pumps all around.
Yeah. Owen's like hyped for the entire card.
And hyped that she didn't get big putted twice.
I think you can nail that one.
Star frame. Rare out here.
It sure is. It's going to be $25 to Edge Disc Golf.
If you would have told me in 2019 that this would become one of the easiest holes for FPO,
Yeah.
I would have just slapped you right in the face.
Yeah. Legit, though, because it played so hard. Like, we would get to this tee pad and be like, oh,
Just quaking.
yeah.
Hole 16 is a par 3 downhill 330 feet. Pretty treacherous. There's some standing water. There's a little casual creek. They did add this casual relief area on the left side, which I think is a great change. If you land there, you go to a drop zone with no penalty. You are not going to make it really from that drop zone. You can see those red stakes right there. It's just mostly there for speed of play. It's so dense over there. It would take them years to clean it out, I think, to make it playable. You see all sorts of shots off this tee. It's a fun one to watch.
Yep. As long as you get down in this general area where Kristin's disc just kind of bailed out to, you're fine. It is a birdieable hole, so obviously you do want to get up on top of the green past all of those stumps, but that is easier said than done. Let's watch Missy do it.
Thrasher.
Coming in hot.
Just deep of the pin. No big deal. Missy heating up here. Owen really overturning this forehand. She might be in that standing water down there. I'm not sure. Or near it anyway.
And that's how this hole can really start stacking up strokes. Coming in early, it can be so brutal to try to recover.
Paige going buzz. Kind of flips it up. It is fading a little too much to the left. She's up there.
Yeah, I think it might have stayed at the top of the hill.
I think so. Oh, yeah. So Owen in this weird puddle. She'll probably just go from right behind it. There's some old rusty farm equipment in there.
Ooh, running the pin inside the circle for a par.
Kristin left with a pretty interesting look at it here. Ah, great looking run. So Paige, pretty much at the top of the hill, but not left with anything. Able to at least get out and take the easy par instead of having to scramble like she has been for so much of the round. Here's Missy for a birdie.
This is such a weird hole because about 40% of the field bogey or worse, but 25% with a birdie. So it's another kind of weird birdie or bogey.
Whoa.
Oh.
I like this one a lot, though.
Me too. It kind of plays like an island hole a little.
Mm-hmm.
And Owen kind of doing the birdie bogey dance here.
Missy with a little bit of work left here. Makes good on the par.
There were 9 birdies today with 11 people getting to circle 1 in regulation and almost half the field to circle 2 in regulation. But no birdies on our feature card.
I'm going to take a double as well. Pretty rough after playing the rest of the round pretty dang clean. Still under par though, which is a good score. Kristin and Missy and Owen all 1 under right now with 2 to play. Paige 3 up on the round.
Silva birdieing hole 15 and going to be 5 down through 16 now. Hole 17, 320 feet, but the most difficult 320 feet you'll have to navigate. You're picking between 2 extremely tight gaps, both of them incredibly punishing if you hit a tree because of this out of bounds line all the way down the left side that wraps around behind the green as well. It's kind of, I think this is a hole that you can play safe on if you want, but we're going to see everyone just send it.
Oh yeah, you got to.
You have to commit.
Oh man, that's why I'm scared to throw the forehand line rather. Kristin gonna kick to the right side, and sometimes it's hard to even save your bogey from over there.
Missy.
Whoa, you never see this.
Never.
She's like the queen of lines you don't typically see, and then having birdie looks from there.
Yeah, the right side, no one throws backhand on the right side.
Literally no one.
Not only did she do it, but it was awesome.
She has a putt.
Paige with the forehand. We don't see her pull out the distant sidearm
sweet.
very
Go in.
often.
That was that drive again, or test flight rather.
And I like that no one's going to go backhand left side, which is I think the most common route.
Yeah, it has to be. That's generally what you see.
Owen going to have to deal with the bridge troll putt.
You do see the right side, sidearm flex a lot. Kristin bounced actually to an area where she can
I don't know
go
where
across. Look, she's up there, like near the MPO 18 tee pad. Wild. I can't believe Missy went right side backhand.
Yeah. I can't believe Paige just threw a distant sidearm. Gosh. What's happening? Oh, and there she goes. We love bog Owen.
Casual.
But it's hard for me to mark though.
She would want to still mark it.
Oh, yeah. Well, she couldn't really get her foot in it. This is some high quality television.
She's like, it's going to be raining all day tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get these bad boys wet.
Oh, I wanted her to make it so bad.
I thought it was going to be bridge troll own, but it's swamp own.
What a bonus. Missy for a birdie.
Nice.
All right, so tomorrow I'm going backhand right side.
I love
it's decided.
that. I like seeing it one time and then changing your game plan.
I definitely practiced it too. It was really cool though. Oh, the old nub and in.
Yeah, Kristin with a really excellent par save. There were only 4 birdies on hole 17. 8 people got to circle 1, but it's like when you get to circle 1, you're so excited that you can't make your putt.
Paige gonna be in for her birdie, and yeah, Missy as well. Crazy. I know what you mean though. You're like, oh my gosh, I did it. I birdied it.
Juliana Corver and Paige Shue going to be the other 2 to take birdies on hole 17.
Missy gonna slide up into a tie for 4th with that birdie. Owen and Kristin tied for 6th at 1 down. Hole 18 is a Northwoods blue hole. Basically, we actually have moved farther back to make it a par 5 instead of a par 4, and it's only 632. The tee shot is weirdly hard, but you actually do not have to get very far. Like you could just chip a little putter and still birdie it. I hate saying this because I don't want them to change it. It's too easy.
It's 100% too easy.
It's eagleable, which is sweet. I'm surprised that they didn't just like put us up. I don't know. The old par 4 that we used to play up a little bit farther was also just too easy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what they should do.
It's in Tweenerland. It is nice though to have a scoreable hole to finish out the round.
Totally.
And it's a really lovely green up on top of the hill. But yeah, I also, like Erika said, it is eagleable, so that's exciting. If someone's feeling real crazy and they're in a chase, they can be like, you know what, I'm going to go huge here.
Yeah. I like it. Paige going forehand here, which I like. She does catch about 3 trees and lands in a good spot.
Pinballs her way to the fairway.
Yeah, the backhand's kind of tricky with that tree right there, right before that shorter tee pad. Oh, that's nice.
Really good distance, too.
Yeah, Missy piped her backhand, which I don't think we talked about enough because it's really difficult. You can see 3 of our feature card ladies taking the sidearm.
And this did play as the easiest hole of the day, averaging at more than half a stroke under par. 60% of the field birdieing it. This one feels
actual statistical tweener.
Yeah. This one feels really bad to par. Feels
really
like
does.
a bogey.
It does. And if you bogey it, man, and you have to, they don't even let you on the shuttle. You just have to do a walk of shame back to your car.
What Missy has to do to get an eagle here is kind of ride that right side out of bounds line, go way up high on this hill, and glide straight for a while.
Sweet.
She sure does it in circle, too.
Got some muscles, she said.
Big distance, Missy.
Yeah. Own going sidearm. This shot from this right side is tough if you're going for eagle just because you can't really see the pin, but they are making it look wildly easy.
They sure are.
Like, it's an easy hole, but these were some phenomenal tee shots. And the tee shot's harder than they made it look.
Yeah, and there's still that out of bounds line on the right side that you're worried about. If you're throwing a distant shot, you could easily find it.
Mm-hmm. Kristin inside the circle. Are we going to see multiple eagles?
Yeah, we are. Spoiler alert.
Oh, my goodness. Paige gives her best run at it. It's going to be a tap in birdie.
Yep, there was 23 birdies today out of 48 competitors.
Missy gets the big eagle putt to move to 4 down.
Get this, Missy's 1 of 6.
Wow.
So it's cool, but like, is it that cool?
I mean, not cool enough to celebrate that much. Just take it down a notch, jeez. Missy is so good in Peoria. Mm-hmm. Cannot be stopped. And we're just giving her a hard time. Obviously, that's freaking sweet. Own for eagle.
Oh.
It's left side. Kristin inside the circle. Eagle look. How often do you get to say that?
Not often.
Never. Not a good Jomez bingo square.
Of course, she's going to capitalize on it. And it's crazy that on our feature card, we watched 2 out of 6 eagles today.
Apparently, Haiti got the eagle and she thought it was a par 4. She didn't know. And what a crazy star frame to end it. That 6 down on the last hole between the card. Math.
Honk on that math.
Yeah.
Silva, though, going to hold on to her first place positioning. And that's enough to take the cake for tomorrow's rainy round. Valerie Mandujano, Missy Gannon, and Evelina Salonen going to wrap up our lead card on day 2 of this 4-day major.
Kristin, Tattar, and Holland Hanley in that tie for 4th at 3 down, but bumped off by Evelina, who has the lower PDGA number. It's gonna be something out there tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say what it's gonna be, but
it's 100% chance of rain. There's thunderstorms in the mix. It's saying 25 to 35 mile per hour winds and gusts. So it's gonna be wild with no leaves on the trees. Though we might see some wind in the woods as well. We hate that. We honestly all hate that. so it's gonna be wild. Thank you again to the Founders Club. You guys keep the wheels turning on this bus, and come hang with us tomorrow in round 2 of Champions Cup presented by Bushnell. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.